Bubble Bobble is a 1986 arcade classic which was ported to the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1988, as well as tons of other systems. I grew up playing it on the Commodore 64, but today I'll be taking a look at the NES version. The gameplay is, to this day, actually quite unique. It's a platforming puzzle game of sorts that definitely shows a ton of arcade influence from the 1980s. Each level is relatively short, but can require creative solutions. The game consists of 99 levels and a 100th level that is essentially just a boss fight. But how is it played? Well, you control a little blue or green dinosaur capable of jumping and blowing bubbles. That's about it. You can trap an enemy in a bubble, then hit the bubble to pop it, which defeats the enemy inside. Bubbles can also be jumped on to reach higher sections within a level. Random food items appear as a way of gaining extra points throughout levels, and as you might see in this video from time to time, you can simply face a wall and pop bubbles for small 100-point boosts. Once you get enough points, you earn extra lives. Eliminating all the enemies from a level gives you a few extra seconds to collect the food items for points, then will transition you automatically to the next level. Additionally, sometimes letters will appear, and if you spell the word extend, players are immediately granted an extra life and are skipped to the next level. So all of that sounds cut and dry, but the game is actually an absolute blast to play, even 30 years after its initial release. My friend and I didn't really want to put it down once we started playing for the sake of making this video. Players can utilize each other's bubbles to climb a stage more quickly, so you can easily work together to have one player providing bubbles as a platform for the other player to work with. The graphics are simplistic but endearing. The characters have persisted for many years and show up in many pop culture references. The level designs are wildly creative, incorporating faces, words, and otherwise interesting designs. Although there aren't many sound effects, surprisingly they don't get old. Maybe it's just the nostalgia factor for me, but the sound effects match the action on screen so well that they just seem to fit in the universe perfectly. The music can be a bit of a different story for a lot of people, though. Once again, when my friend and I were recording this, we never bothered to turn the sound down or anything. The game features basically one song on repeat, but the Japanese Zuntata team that put it together made something that's simultaneously cute and catchy, and although it might drive you crazy later when you can't get it out of your head, you don't seem to mind it while you're playing. All of this begs the question, what are you playing for? Well, the Taito NES manual would love to tell you. I think I'm going to try and do voices for this. In a strange and magical forest full of danger and delight, where everything is good to eat and jolly round dinosaurs bounce and play in peace, lived two such creatures named Bub and Bob. One day, Bub and Bob got word that two of their Brontosaurus buddies had been abducted by Baron von Blubba, who lived in the evil forest just beyond the horizon. So, Bub and Bob set off to find their friends and bring them to safety. But the Baron had sent many ill-tempered and hungry beasties to the forest to stop Bub and Bob from finding their friends. Only Bub and Bob's magic bubble-blowing powers could save them from spontaneous ingestion. Hey Bub, looks like we've got some troubles, and truly they're in the shape of bubbles. No kidding, Bob, we're in a crunch. These bubble-bound beasties are hoping to have us for their lunch. Let's not stew, there's only one way out of this jam. Righty-o, Bobble-o. On the count of 3, it's time to blow. 1, 2... Come on, boys, let's get those bubble heads. 3, let's get blowing! Okay, turns out I'm not much of a voice actor. Well, that was, weird. It doesn't really explain a whole lot, but at the same time, it gives players some important clues. First, Bub and Bob are named right away. When they count to 3, they show a prime example of teamwork. That should be taken as a hint that if players want to unlock the best ending to the game, they're going to have to do it with a partner. Yes, even though the game doesn't hint at it until after you've beaten it once, you will learn that Bubble Bobble has multiple endings. Don't worry, I won't spoil the individual endings, that's not what I do on this channel, but it does give players a goal, something to strive for. Unfortunately, during the game, there isn't much of a story to keep you going. There is a brief introduction, but honestly, even the text in the manual was trying too hard to be cutesy with rhyming and alliteration that it contradicts itself and really explains nothing. Words of encouragement or even taunts might be hidden in the level designs themselves, but again, there's no real story unfolding in the game as you play. Why are these dino kids in the forest if it's dangerous to begin with? Is it peaceful or not? Is the evil forest the same as the magical forest? Who are these friends? Bubble Bobble is like many games I've talked about on Our Story So Far TV. An arcade game that wants players to fall in love with the addictive formula and to burn through their lives as fast as they can. It's addictive, it's charming, and it's fun. But unlike a lot of those other arcade games, Bubble Bobble does offer a story, and is in fact one of the earliest games ever to offer multiple endings. It may be a little confusing, sure, and it might take a while to get to the story as you just kind of progress from one level to the next, but it can also be extremely rewarding when you get to the end. I think everyone should take an evening to partner up with someone, take charge of Bub and Bob, and find out the rest of our story so far. Hey everybody, thanks for watching episode 49 of Our Story So Far TV. This has been an absolute blast. Bubble Bobble's always been one of my favorite games, so thanks for tuning in. If you want to leave me a comment and explain why you liked it or didn't like it, feel free. And if you want to talk to me on Twitter, you can always hit me up at NewAngel, that's NUANGEL. If you're looking for more of the same, OurStorySoFar.tv has every episode archived in 1080p quality. Coming up in 2 weeks, it's episode 50, so I hope you like what I have in store for you. Until next time, take care of yourself.